At last Aragorn stood above the great gates, heedless of the darts of the enemy. As he looked forth, he saw the eastern sky grow pale. Then he raised his empty hand, palm outward in a token of parley. The orcs yelled and jeered. Come down, they cried. If you wish to speak to us, come down. Bring out your king. We are the fighting Uruk-hai. We will fetch him from this hole if he does not come. Bring out your skulking king. The king stays or comes at his own will, said Aragorn. Then what are you doing here? They answered. Why do you look out? Do you wish to see the greatness of our army? We are the fighting Uruk-hai. I look out to see the dawn, said Aragorn. What of the dawn? They jeered. We're the Uruk-hai. We do not stop to fight in night or day, for fair weather or for storm. We come to kill, by sun or moon. What of the dawn? None know what the new day shall bring, said Aragorn. Get you gone, ere it turn to evil. Get down, or we'll shoot you from the wall, they cried. This is no parley, you have nothing to say. I have still this to say, answered Aragorn. No enemy has yet taken the Hornburg. Depart, or not one of you will be spared. Not one will be left alive to take back tidings to the north. You do not know your peril.
Hello and welcome back to part 3 of our epic Helm's Deep game, which was one of the most enjoyable things we've done in this last year. You are seeing on the left here the arrival of Gandalf and Éomer and the riders of Rohan, who are piling onto the battlefield to give much needed aim to the beleaguered defenders of the Deeping Wall and the Hornburg. So Helm's Deep has got some of the warriors to come and help them out. So let's see how they get on in the rest of this episode. Right, so end of turn 10, and the cavalry arrived. What happened?
So yeah, Gandalf, Éomer, Erkenbrand all swarmed on the third day as the sun rose, and a few of them got charges in. Erkenbrand and Éomer called some heroic combats and took out, I think, 6 guys between them. Did lose a couple of the cavalry to some shooting and to this Uruk captain here. This elf here is still as plucky as ever, holding off all these Dunlendings for several turns, but the Uruks really are overpowering. We've got 4 elves left, and Gimli still clinging on, but next turn I don't think there's anything they can do to stem the flow. So we'll see how many Uruks breach the Deeping Wall. Up here it's pretty much been the same all game. The elves are holding off the Uruks. This elf is continually outperforming everyone else.
Thanks for reminding us.
And then up here, the Uruks are actually making a bit of progress now. They've got 5 on the wall. They took out Aldor, much to Nick's dismay. But Halef is still there, clinging on. And then down inside the Hornburg, Aragorn took out an Uruk captain and 1 or 2 others. And those cavalry are starting to force their way through as best they can. But we'll see how long before this cavalry reinforcement overwhelms
There we go. So that's end of turn 10, and the tide definitely turning. So we shall see now whether they can finish the job, or there's still a lot of Uruks on the board, so I don't think it's over yet. So we're going to play 2 or 3 more turns and see where we are.
We need priority.
So what are the objectives?
Right, so we've got Gimli has got 10 Uruk Hai around him, so he's fighting against 10. So here's the Uruk Hai roll. So there is the 6. Got 2 6s there.
Triple 6s from Gimli coming up.
Alright, here we go. Yeah, he's got it! He's got the 6. So Gimli, how many is he going to chop down? He's going to chop 3 of them down. He's an angry dwarf.
He's so angry.
I can't believe he has no fate and 1 wound still, doesn't he?
Yeah,
lost it all
What
in
an
the bomb.
absolute hero.
I was thinking I've got a re-roll there as well.
Right, so that's the end of turn 11. A lot of sort of fairly brutal combat went on there. So Wayne's going to take us through what went on.
So with the Hornburg, the Theoden and Aragorn are kind of slowly chopping through the Uruks and making a pathway to come out of the main gate. On the walls, a few casualties here and there, nothing really major going on. With the cavalry charge over by the breach in the wall, Rohan has done some serious damage and killed quite a few Uruks and Dunlanders. Actually, in the breach itself, there's hardly any elves left now. I think there's 1 elf left. And probably the moment of that turn was Gimli fighting 10 Uruks and winning the combat on a 6, and then with his 3 attacks actually killing 3 Uruks. So yeah. So really we need this priority because we need to countercharge those the Rohan cavalry.
Yeah, I think another cavalry charge might just be the deciding factor here.
Yeah, I think the priority is a big role.
Okay, so shall we do that while we're on camera? So
Wayne, John.
let's
Go on, Wayne. Big dice again. Big 6. Away from Johnny.
so
That could be it.
okay, goes to good. So
Any
into
might left for
turn 12.
Turn 12, yeah.
We have
Can you?
Rocky's got 2.
Pointy has 1. So
Okay, so the end of another turn, and an interesting one where we've perhaps had some kills back the other way. So over to James.
Yeah, so the Isengard fighting in the breach got charged by the massive Rohan cavalry, but there's not a lot of them left now. They had some unlucky fights and the strength force started dragging them down. The heroes, however, are still doing a lot of work. Erkenbrand has taken a wound and has used his fate, so he is a bit more vulnerable. Gimli, however, proves the case that being vulnerable doesn't matter because he just wins every fight and is still killing orcs.
How many has he got now?
He is now on 9 kills. Meanwhile, Legolas is trailing with 5. Meanwhile, up on the wall sections, the broken wall is still being held by Haldir and the elves. One brave elf who's fought back for all these turns finally got dragged down.
Finally gone.
And then over on the Hornburg side, there's a big horde of Uruk-hai now pushing through. The Rohan defenders are getting overwhelmed, but they're struggling to get to the heroes, and meanwhile Aragorn and Theoden are continuing their charge out onto the causeway and ploughing through every single Uruk-hai they can. So yeah, it's going poorly for the Uruk-hai on that side, other than up on the wall, but
it's quite close,
It's close.
in terms of who's actually winning the scenario.
I think it's
And we are only playing one more turn because we're coming towards the time we said we were going to stop. So, we're into the final turn. So then we'll see who are the victors.
It's another big priority.
It
this one.
is.
There's no might here.
Oh no.
Wayne, would you like to do the final
Shall
priority?
we do the priority?
Do you want to roll Johnny or
I'll
shall
go
I?
for it, Nick.
Don't worry, you're not rolling against Johnny now.
You got it down. You got it down, Wayne.
Hey! You can get
I
on a
got a
6.
Yeah.
Oh!
So okay, goes to good. Yeah. Right, so we are at the end of the game, and it's been a monumental. We played all afternoon, and everybody's looking pretty tired, but it's been great fun and just like an epic day. So thanks to everybody for taking part, and for everyone if you've watched it this far. Thank you very much. We're going to go through the objectives in the scenario now to see who is actually the winner, because there's quite a lot of death. This is the dead pile.
And behind you.
So and here as well. So James. So if we go through each
So,
one.
first objective is Theoden. If
So
at the end of the
Theoden.
game Theoden is still alive, good player claims this objective.
So 1 point to good.
1 point to good. Number 2 is the Deeping Wall. If at the end of the game the Deeping Wall has been destroyed, evil player claims this objective.
It's definitely been destroyed.
I think it has, yeah. So it's 1 for 1. And then number 3 is for Hornburg. Whichever player has the most models within the Hornburg at the end of the game claims this
And
objective.
this was getting quite tight, wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah.
It went back and forth a couple of times.
Yeah, but it's
But that
definitely
is
good.
definitely good. So it's 2 to 1. And then number 4 is for Heroes of Helm's Deep. So there are 8 hero models. We had to kill 5 of them.
You tried hard.
We tried our hardest. I think we got one.
Gimli fought, surrounded the whole game.
Gimli would never
Erkenbrand's
die.
just alive. Éomer is fine. Gandalf lost a couple of combats, but is still there. Haldir was pretty awesome the whole way through. Who's that? Legolas was not necessarily awesome, but
Survived.
He means well.
And then you have Aragorn and Theoden. So,
And Haleth clung on.
Haleth, where is he?
He's
Oh,
over
he is.
there.
A little lad. Okay. So
that is 3 for 1 to good. And then the final objective, which is probably the closest one we've had, is the causeway. And whichever player has the most models upon the causeway at the end of the game claims this objective.
and Theoden just failed.
Theoden had 6 dice, failed to wound a single Uruk-hai to win or tie that.
And that was after a heroic combat where both Aragorn and Theoden had already killed 4.
Yeah. So
So
that one, yeah, one more roll, and that one goes to evil. So 3-2 to good.
Good.
Thanks to everyone for a great day, and we're signing off. Cheers, everyone.